So as you can see here, basically these tanks are raining down, so I can just pop, deploy some ATKM infantry, pop them out immediately. Dead tanks. Elsewhere, I'm going to regroup my BM-21s and get them back. Because Germany has such expensive transport vehicles, I really just can't be bothered resupplying artillery, so they can just drive back to the FOB themselves. Now I return to the point that I was originally at, because at the start of the game I was sort of tasked myself with taking Fedor, this 10-point zone. But as you can see, I got distracted by helping my allies out on the right, and there are a lot of tanks in the middle, which is a bit of... But obviously I don't really have any units there at the moment, they all seem to have been killed, so I might as well continue my attempt to micromanage. As you can see, my ally brought up a spot to secure Michael a command vehicle, so I try and move mine up to... Not... I think I could name the command points, but... Okay. The command vehicle I brought in with my SCW earlier was taken by my ally, so I moved that up with Michael to neutralize it, which means we can, like, the enemy will stop reinforcing there. I have to reinforce further back. So as you can see, a lot of tanks moving up, so what I think is if you need rapid response, you need planes, and because I can't make head or tail of what the planes actually carry, I just think if it's expensive, it can do more damage. Unfortunately there, my command vehicle drove into a squad of leopard 184s and was killed. That was a pretty stupid move to make. I don't even hindsight, as soon as I noticed it was dead, I was just like... Does the mic pick that up? What's that? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, that's me slapping myself in the forehead, because I drove a command vehicle straight into a squad of tanks. But anyway, back to the game. My other command vehicle is dead, so that's 10 points fewer for us. That's a pretty big deal when you think about it. So now my tank hunters have now arrived in my Kura Ps. They come with a pretty advanced 8 cell costs. Also, you can see there bringing up a Sultan. I would really prefer if that didn't die as soon as possible, because obviously they're going to start getting Fedor. They'll call in a lot of units, so my failure here in allowing them to secure Fedor will hurt all of my allies across the entire map. See, elsewhere, 2 vehicles being brought up. They're firing on my tanks, but really it's not that big of a worry. Fedor is the main concern. I think I've lost. Oh yeah, now I remember. Okay, the Mayakuras, remember the tank hunters, basically? They had driven up quite close to that place where all my special forces were hidden in. So what happened was, as soon as they came into range and could start firing their missiles, the tanks just shot at them and they were killed instantly. This time I manoeuvred the last survivor at a distance, but unfortunately he took a few 2 shells close to him, which means he's panicked. As you can see, I'm turning off his ATM because he's panicked, and his destroyer is just going to waste all of his missiles. That's a good reason. But of course, my spot this stuff. These tanks are just right up for the running, so I bought him some MiG lasers. It sounds unusually French for a German unit. I'm sure maybe there's a more German way of pronouncing it, but I don't really want to try that out because it'll probably just end up sounding racist. Anyway, AGKM units are still firing down here. That's okay. The lasers are still raining fire down on the chieftains. For some reason, in this such a high point zone with a CV, they haven't got any decent anti-aircraft defense, so my engine gets firing constant sorties on the chieftains. Even if they're not doing too much damage, there's a tornado that's just knocked out one of my MiGs. That's like... Fortunately, the FJBs actually carry AA missiles, which means that, I still have an AA defense. If the tornadoes come and try and shoot down my MiGs, these guys can fire a few missiles at them. Unfortunately, they find the missiles will explode into chieftains, which means they're no longer hidden, which means they can just get shot, basically. Yep, so there's 4 chieftains left, and I'm trying to go straight at the FKBs. Now, the FKBs are actually a pretty good ambush unit because they've got a machine gun or a machine pistol, or I don't know what exactly the specifics of their infantry weapon is, but they have one. Then they have a Strela and they have an RPG, which is a pretty deadly combination when you think about it. Anti-aircraft and anti-tank in all one efficient bundle. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the fact that there's 4 tanks shooting at them with cannons and machine guns they don't really do much well against the chieftains. They seem to pack them a bit, but that's probably because all these planes firing at them. Also, you feel free to shout at me in the comments if I'm doing something stupid with my planes, because I honestly just cannot tell the difference between them, so I just buy whatever sounds expensive. I know the SU-25 is a good ground attack plane because, and you know it, I guess no in real life it's a good ground attack plane. So that's about the only plane actually, so SU-25 and the A-10 are the only planes actually recognised in this. Well, I think SU-27 up are... no, okay, jets aren't my forte, let's just leave it at that. So, chieftains are raining fire down on my special forces, but a few of them are still alive. And pretty much Fedor is firmly in the hands of them, which is a failing on my part. We're still up by about 300 points at this point. And I'm buying another command unit to secure that command point. I'm not sure what the point limit is here, because I'm pretty sure this is a point limit game. I think it's 6,000. Yeah, it's 6,000. Okay. We do only have to go to 900 units. So as you can see, my T-55s are now rolling up. My hope is now these guys are elite, and as you can see, a barrage of BM-21s. Yes, that's a triple BM-21 barrage, which has pretty much taken those tanks out of the action. These guys are pretty much in a coma because they're just hit by so many missiles. Fly some more jets around, but they're getting shot down, which sucks. And now my T-55s are now here to take on the Chieftain Mark 10s. So as you can see, lots of firing done here, a few more rocket batteries. FKBs fire off a few shots here and there. Also, because these guys still have their RPGs, I try and run them at the chieftains, because basically there's two outcomes. One, the chieftains stand still, these guys get close fire, the chieftains drive away from these guys to stop being hit by the RPGs, so that means they're on the move, which means that unless they have a very good stabilizer, which is unlikely but possible, and that means they're at a severe disadvantage against my T-55s, which means the T-55s kill them. Good outcome. Let's see, elsewhere, Pact is at now 5,600, NATO at 5,200. It's quite good. Now I bring up my T-55s, but unfortunately there's something that I didn't really notice until it was too late, which is the T-55 guns. I think we're about to see this here. Obviously this isn't live, so I know it's about to happen. Come on. I don't know. Okay, well. Yeah, so I'm bringing in more tank destroyers to help out. Don't know if I've missed it or not. I think I have, but basically the T-55's cannon unless they're fighting in very close range to the Chieftain Mark 10s, they're actually an inefficient gun against them. So I was saved earlier because they were like moving around the town, so they were fighting in close quarters. Apart from that, yeah. So, what can you do? NATO's taking the lead now with 5783 to 5678. I've lost the ability to speak in numbers. So as you can see, my T-55s are now cowering behind the refinery, or whatever that is, to save themselves from the Chieftain's deadly fire. Fedor is still held, but at this point there's only about 300 points left to earn for either side, so damage at this point the damage is done. You know, the amount of points you'd have to spend on a command vehicle to take Fedor sort of balances out any loss. So my allies were on some T-62C8s. These are the Czechoslovakian 80 EM tanks. Unfortunately, I was a bit blindsided and I didn't actually know, I never actually look at the score or the time when I'm actually playing. I just play to do my best at all times, which is a bit of a disadvantage at this point because I should have noticed that it was so close to the game finishing there was no point in buying command vehicle. This point, so the Chieftains are now running for ATMs, but NATO has pushed over the limit and secured a last minute victory. Or well, technically it's a draw because the scores were so close, but yeah. So this has been Agent. Thank you for watching and goodbye.